thing, your piece. All right, to House Rules Wednesday, August 14th. We have Cassius Chaney live in the house. Just got a big knockout on ESPN. What was top 10? It was top 10 knockout. What did you land on?
I landed on 2.
2. So for those that don't know or saw the knockout, after the podcast, I'll post the podcast with a video of the knockout as well. So thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Just figured that we'd bring you on after that and talk a little bit about how you got into boxing and all that. So you're not originally from New London, you said?
No, I'm not. I'm from Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
And that's where you go back and train all the time too, you said?
Yeah, I just started training there about, what's my 16th fight? I started training there going into my 11th fight.
11th fight.
So, yeah, I went through the trenches, made it to 10-0, and then my older brother just convinced me to come home to start training, and I tried it out, so I stuck with it.
Nice. So your road right now, to your professional career, maybe you could say maybe a little unconventional in the fact that you started late.
Yeah.
Because you were a basketball player. That was your passion, right?
Yeah.
You thought you were going to be playing professional basketball.
Yeah.
So when did that transition happen? And all of a sudden,
it was weird because it was just I was getting ready to go overseas to play basketball. So it wasn't like I couldn't. I was actually getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just drove by the boxing gym one day, and I was like, let me go in there. And then I went in the gym, and Coach Kent and Coach O, who at the gym at the time was standing at the top of the stairs, and it was awkward. And I wanted to start that day, but I was nervous, so I said, I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I wonder, they had a look like he ain't coming back. So I went back the next day, and then, boom, I just stuck with it. Every day I was just going to the gym,
That's interesting.
So let me ask you. So you were just driving by, like when you said when you went there, were you just thinking, hey, boxing might be a good workout to get into, or was it just more of did you think it would turn into a career?
Yeah, I did. It was more like I knew I wasn't just going to go in there just to work out,
Right.
But I used to watch boxing in college sometimes. I'll, watch
So you were a
film.
fan of the sport?
Yeah, I was more like, it'd come on TV and I would just watch it because it was on. And Lennox Lewis used to come on. I used to think to myself, like, dang, man, he makes it look so easy.
Lennox Lewis.
So,
boxer.
he used to trip me out because he was tall, but
He never got hit.
yeah, he boxed smart.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I liked the way he boxed. He boxed smart, and he rarely got hit. And the times he did get knocked out, it was somewhat because of training. He didn't. He was filming Ocean's 11 or something like that. So I knew all that. In college, I used to joke around about me boxing, and boom, I was bored. I never met any boxers.
Right.
Other than when I was little, I met Joe Frazier, but I never met anybody my age that was boxing.
Smoking Joe.
And New Haven had Chad Dawson at the time. Chad Dawson.
Yep.
And I never ran into him. I never ran into any gyms. So I figured that it might have been like that time for me to start doing it, because when I went in the gym, I was like, I think I'm going to end up doing it,
So
That's
you had a
interesting,
passion for the sport as like a fan of the sport.
I had a passion for fighting.
For fighting.
Yeah, I love fighting growing up. I love fighting movies,
Yep.
things like that all the time. Like Kung Fu movies, I used to always keep
Right.
them, have them, anything.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I was big on all that. And
What's your favorite movie?
oh, man, Five Deadly Venoms. Probably
Deadly Venoms.
up there.
See?
Five Deadly
I
Venoms.
like it right off the
favorite.
tip. of
Yeah,
his tongue.
no, I like
Eat
that.
it right away.
That's
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
And,
Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Steven Seagal.
All day.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal. I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport is a classic.
It is.
But other than that,
Real life,
Yeah.
he's going to have a hard time.
yeah.
Seagal's movies in the 80s.
Cigars,
right?
all cigar movies were all like made sense. And it was like, I could see him being like that. So,
He's a legit martial artist.
Yeah,
He's had some
yeah.
things recently where it's like he might be a little off right now, but
yeah.
legit though.
Yeah, Bloodsport was legit.
Yeah.
But Mark for Death was one of my favorites, and Out for Justice was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some.
Those are classics.
Yeah,
man.
he had some classic movies.
Hell
so,
yeah.
He ain't winning
gotta-
any Academy Awards, but he's
Yeah.
Those fight scenes, though, man,
Yeah.
they were great.
But you know what? If Mark for Death came out now with the technology and the way they could, it would be all right.
Yeah,
it would be cool. Just the elevator scene when he pushed it looked like a doll flying in there.
Yeah.
That was whack. I watched it recently. I was like, damn, that was whack. But
It was what I was like early '90s, late
Yeah.
'80s.
Oh,
Man.
late 80s,
Yeah, man. That was one of my favorites, Mark, for definitely.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So you dropped the basketball. Literally, that was your dream. You're going overseas, and you just by walking by a gym.
Well, I was driving by.
Driving by,
And I
yeah.
was like, dang, it's a boxing gym. So I went and Googled it. I went to my house and I Googled it and looked up the hours at the time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in there.
What'd you say to the guys overseas? You just said, I got to pass?
No, it was just more so like, so what happens is they, so an agent might contact you once you finish school, and they'll send you like a bunch of different type of offers in your email. So my school email was getting like flooded with certain things. At the particular time when I first finished, I had to do a semester. So I was actually like, so if I go play basketball, I'm not going to finish the semester. I just know I'm
That's
not.
true. Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to finish the semester first. And I did. Right out of that, we went, I was already training all year anyway. Like, I was still in school. So, but once I started boxing, man, it was just like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm sorry, this is what I'm doing. It was it.
So going from basketball to boxing, did you have to weight? Did you have to go up in a weight, lose weight, or no? Just stay where you were at.
Yeah, that's
fought?
another good thing for me. Like, even though I started late, heavyweights usually develop later.
Okay.
So I could, that's what made Lennox so good. He got better as he got older.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's true.
you don't have to. I don't have to kill myself making weight and
Dropping
yeah,
weight,
Yeah.
stressing
putting it back.
myself.
You're
yeah,
a
putting it
heavyweight,
back.
man.
Yeah,
You're in there.
It's a lot of stress on the body.
That's
yeah,
true.
it is, man.
Kills your brain and kills.
Yes, it does.
And it kills your body too. So for that purpose, it didn't really affect
Oh, that's
me
good,
that
yeah.
much. So
I'm just asking from just experience, like me talking with Brennan Ward. I've
Yeah.
always watched him. He had to drop weight or gain weight, and I'm like,
drives you crazy.
I couldn't
And-
imagine
and-
going
and-
through that mentally.
and
It
it makes you and it makes you like, I don't have to make weight, but just the thought of 8 weeks, man, I'm sitting here thinking about a dude and beating him up, it's driving me crazy. Like
yeah.
every day, like I do the same thing. I train in the morning, train at night, come on. It just
Yeah.
you just drive yourself crazy. So I only can imagine for guys that got to make weight, can't eat. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the stress. Most fighters say that that's the most difficult part is the weight cut.
Yeah.
And slowly you're starting to see, like in MMA, they're kind of they're trying to do away with it a little bit, little by little,
really
because of what you
unhealthy.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. More, the stress on the body and the brain, they're saying, because they're dehydrating so much that the brain becomes a little, that
fluid.
cushion, the fluid.
Yeah.
And a lot of the head trauma could be potentially caused by, the heavy weight cuts. So they're slowly starting to kind of like wean that out, which would be good.
Absolutely, that's primarily the reason. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you don't really, knock on wood, you don't really see the bigger weights going through those type of like head trauma situations because
Right.
we ain't stressing our bodies out,
That's true.
And then you got guys that got to wait until the weigh-ins to go eat, and then
Right.
you stuffing you eating and then drinking, but your body
It's
yeah,
not-
it's
not
just-
absorbing.
Yeah, it's just
No.
killing. Yeah, it's like
It's not normal.
It's counterproductive. So by the time
Yeah.
you rehydrated, your body's still not ready to go in there and like focus on a fight. The lights are different. The lights
Yeah.
are hitting your eyes, and
It's
Right.
going to be an antiquated system. In a few years or whatever, 5-10 years, people, they're going to look back and be like, what the fuck were they doing?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Somebody came up with it and say, "Oh, let me drop 20 pounds so I can beat up a guy that's
Yeah.
Right,
oh,
smaller.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I can't stand
Makes no
watching.
sense.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
I never understood it.
You
Well,
know
that's-
what? You know what I think is really cool is that you picked up boxing because it seems like every kid now that goes
It's
into
going
a
like
gym-
MMA. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
the first thing, and like I feel like boxing is being lost.
Boxing's coming
it's
back.
coming
man.
back, though, I
Boxing's
feel
coming
like.
back, though.
That's a good
Who's the Deontay
Deontay
Wilder?
Wilder.
Yeah.
He's a heavyweight that I think
heavyweight
is bringing
division-
back the
Yeah.
boxing. I
He's
mean,
helping it. He's helping
fun
it.
to watch.
Yeah, he's helping it. He's
Yeah.
helping it. But like I tell people, so a lot of times, like I hear that name all the time because
Yeah.
he kind of started late, but like that's a
Oh,
long time
yeah.
pro.
Yeah.
Right.
A
Yeah.
long, but it takes time. Like his experience.
Yeah.
He has like 40 fights. But
Yeah.
he's just starting to hit the mainstream, the casual fan.
Right,
It takes a
right,
long
right.
time, man. Like,
And let's be honest, in boxing, when boxing was at its peak, it's the heavyweights. I mean, the heavyweights when you said Lennox Lewis, obviously Mike Tyson,
Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield. I mean, that's when there was nothing bigger than a big boxing event.
Right.
When that was on, everything stops. I think we all were like that. When a Tyson fight came on, there was
Pay-per-view?
nothing else going on. It was
No.
like, you stop,
think-
you're watching that, or Holyfield, or Lewis.
And the heavyweights get the knockouts. The lighter,
It's
lighter weights, they'll go.
It's more
all the rounds.
It's more
and
technical. Like
yeah.
when the heavyweights, when you have stars in the heavyweight division, it can bring the whole sport up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully we have a star sitting here right
Yeah,
now,
man.
man.
Tonight, House Rules is on its 90th episode, so this is big. So what are you at for fights? How many fights you at?
16.
16 fights. That's good.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you going? When's next?
I'm hoping to get in there. I'm hoping that by the end of September,
So
October,
soon.
early October.
Okay.
I need at least like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
To like, I do like 4 here, and I'd maybe do 5 there or something. I mix it up.
Right.
But I need a good like 7 to 8. That's solid
In
for me.
between.
So-
Is there anything in the works right now
Not that I know of, but
that can happen
because of
pretty quick?
what just happened, I think it should be some things in the works. Like I went to Twin River and I watched 2 guys fight. One of the guys was on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple junior titles. He signed with Jimmy Birchfield, and I thought that would be a good fight for me at the casino. But unfortunately, he took a loss. So it's still a good fight for me, but it's not the same feeling without him having a little junior title or something.
Right,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? So for me, I just want to
I like how
step
you
up
said
the
that. He goes,
competition.
nah, lost, though, man.
It's not that. It's not that.
But for
because,
his
like,
career,
for me,
yeah, for your
for
career,
me, I
yeah.
just this the last guy was supposed to be a step up.
Right.
That's what I was told. And
He was a step down. You got
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like he gives problems to undefeated guys and usually tall guys. So he had never been knocked down or knocked out. But we had some history, so I had been sitting on it for like 3 years. So when I got the call,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, when I got the call to fight him, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's make that,
Yeah.
please. Right.
I always thought that was the interesting thing about boxing is that if you get in a street fight, you have some beef with this guy, you don't like him and stuff. When you're stepping in a ring, you're almost creating it between this guy. But the fact that
You already had something.
you already had something in there,
He didn't have to drum it up. A lot of fighters
that's a
Yeah.
gift right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I don't like drumming up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's more so like I gotta go. Either you gonna beat me up or I'm gonna beat you. That's as most as I go with it. But with this particular situation, we were supposed to fight at my 7th fight at Mohegan, and it got canceled. Well, he got canceled. It wasn't me, but his team was asking for too much money at the time. We were just like, "Why are you asking for that much money? I'm not even getting paid that much money."
Yeah.
Right.
And he went on Facebook. He was just trolling, like going crazy.
Really?
He wouldn't stop for like four of my next fights. Like he was just going crazy, and he had put like, "I got a body bag for you." So now
Here we
Oh,
go.
I saw your brother posted
yeah.
that.
So now my brothers getting, but it was all fun,
Right.
But
But at the same
me,
time,
it
it's
wasn't-
pissing you off.
yeah, to me it wasn't really funny. To them
Yeah.
it was fun. My mom thought it was like silly. So I'm like, damn, my mom seen it. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
sit on this. So
Yeah.
and he'd been giving problems to guys up until he fought me. So once I got the call, I was like, I already been training anyway. So
Right.
as soon as they let me know who I was fighting, I packed my car up and I drove to Baltimore and I was ready to go.
Nice.
You were definitely ready to
Yeah,
go.
That's awesome.
That was awesome, man.
All right, quick question then. So I'm going to go at you. Tom Cruise, Justin Bieber. Did you hear about that one? They're talking about UFC.
No.
Who would you pick?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise or Justin Bieber? Have you heard
Tom
that?
Cruise,
Yeah,
right?
They're talking about doing a UFC
Only
fight.
reason why I don't know is because I have seen Justin Bieber do some boxing stuff before.
Yeah, he was
But
with Floyd.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
with Floyd.
so-
Can he
but
box?
Tom Cruise supposedly does his own stunts, so
He's insane.
Yeah, that's
He's also
tough.
like 52. And he's
That's
a
true.
Scientologist.
But that's the thing. That's the trick. It's MMA.
yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah.
Him grabbing them or tackling them, Tom Cruise might be physically a little more like
Mature.
understand it.
Well,
Yeah,
he's got
Yeah,
man
right.
strength.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think Justin Bieber, if it was boxing, I think he understands the concepts of it.
Really?
I really do. I think he's been around it. He's seen it. It don't take long to like understand that part of it.
Right.
But if you can get in shape, you can be all right.
All right. That's interesting.
MMA,
right.
though,
Now I
got
kind of want to
just
see
like
MMA,
that.
I got
Favorite?
something.
I
You
hope
said
you
favorite
know-
movie, favorite boxing movie. I was gonna ask you. I mean, I think always the fighter goes from
Boxing
there.
movie. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't like watching boxing movies.
No?
No.
You'd
I
rather
don't.
do like kung fu or
Well, I only like watching
You just
boxing
like
movies
fighting movies?
because when I started boxing, the boxing movies don't look real to me.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. That's
All right.
true.
So
That's a good
that's a
point.
good point.
So to me, it kind of looks like,
It's
hey,
ridiculous.
he's not really good.
yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
You know, but I would say if I had to pick, the training scenes in Rocky seem real.
Yeah.
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 That's
You
fair.
know.
Good
Creed
It's
2
Stallone,
actually.
yeah.
Creed was
Creed
good.
2,
good.
Creed 2,
Two was-
the beginning and stuff, they actually look kind of real.
Right.
But, you know, they substituted the first guy for Andre Ward, and I ain't like seeing Andre Ward get beat up. So
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
So what's your goal? Because I mean, it's time. You're how old now? You're
32.
you're 32,
Yeah.
Wow.
and I mean, it sounds like you said something. I mean, what is your goal to be the heavyweight champion of the
yeah.
world?
Oh,
Hell
no,
yeah,
no,
yes.
you're in
Yeah,
it. You're
you
in it
love
to win it
this.
now.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
He's
like-
bringing back boxing right
I
now.
mean,
love
like,
this,
so
man.
many.
The heavyweight champion of the world.
Why
I
not?
love that.
Absolutely,
Yeah, of
man.
course.
Love that.
Absolutely.
On house rules. On
Of
house
course.
rules.
Yeah, of course. You know, I want to.
Is this the first
You can't
interview
get
you've
into
done
this.
since the knockout or no?
This interview?
Yeah.
Actually, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, see, first
Yeah,
interview is
yeah,
on
I've
house
done-
rules.
I had to do something after the fight, but
Yeah.
this is the first one. Yeah.
First podcast.
It's
Yeah,
Stephen
first
A.
podcast,
Smith.
yeah.
He had, was it Jalen Rose was talking about?
Yeah, there was a lot. You got a
That
lot of
was funny,
tweets.
yeah.
You got a lot of hype.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, because I watched them shows all the time.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
That's
I mean,
awesome, right?
yeah.
They might have been talking about you, but you're here.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, exactly.
So I got a question
Exactly.
for you.
Yeah.
Your brother played basketball
Yeah.
at Florida and
Yeah.
then transferred. You played basketball. 1-on-1, who wins?
Me.
That's what you
Not
know.
even
it.
a hesitation.
Nothing.
One on one. I'm cold 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Hold on, I got a question.
He's
for
got
you.
ice in his
Career
veins.
leader in points, right?
I was six.
Six?
Fifth or sixth, one or the other. But I was like top 10 in boards and points.
And points.
Yeah.
What's
Impressive.
harder, training for a heavyweight fight or practicing against the WNBA teams? Are you still practicing with them?
Yeah. I'm still practicing with them. That's a good question because I don't want to make it seem like training for a fight isn't hard because that is the hardest thing. But
For sure.
the training for the women, training with the women is hard in its own right because, one, I don't play basketball like that anymore.
Uh-huh.
And two, they super aggressive.
That's
Really?
that's what
They
you were saying.
Super aggressive. So
Yeah.
it's like, damn. Like, I come out of there sometimes a little sore in places that I'm never really sore. You know, like
Interesting.
They got elbows and spots that
exactly.
guys might
They
not have
elbowing me.
elbows.
Like, you gotta box them out. They
Really?
yeah, they
At the point, they-
they really box you out. They don't try to like out jump you. With guys mostly,
Yeah, they
you
just-
going to out jump.
Right.
It's whoever
Right.
get off the floor quicker.
They got
you
the
know?
fundamentals down.
Right. They trying to box you out. They trying to like
Tommy
Dang,
Major
yeah.
tweeted in that Rocky Marciano would kick your ass.
yeah,
Is
right.
that true? Yeah, right. Come on, Tom.
Different world back then.
Yeah, I leave it to him. I leave it
Yeah.
to him.
Wait, so you train with them just to keep up your condition?
Just to really just like work on my eyes.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what they. I give them that like one they're pros. So they're elite athletes, but they do things. So I have to just reaction.
Yeah.
They're not really playing like men do 1-on-1 so much.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you brought that up because I've been hearing. I'm trying to think where it came up in conversation because you're seeing a lot of kids now where they're super focused on one sport, and that's kind of been a little bit of a hot topic. You know what I mean? Like kids are not being kids, they're not playing.
All the sports.
And now, I've been hearing a little bit more where parents are making sure, what, I want my kid to play, baseball, basketball, soccer, this and that. What's your thoughts on? Do you
No,
do you
that's-
feel
that's
like
a
it's a
true-
good
that's-
crossover?
That's a true thing because I think personally that's what hurt me in a sense.
Uh-huh.
I only played one sport, and the only reason why I did it is because I always felt like I was asthmatic in high school and in college, but I never got checked out for it. So it wasn't until like a year ago I had like an asthma attack. So now I'm able to use my pump. But all through high school and college, the reason why I played basketball, that's it, because I could stop and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mentally, I always felt like, well, I always can get in the game and do well,
Yeah.
even if I don't do well in running drills and practice.
right.
So my father always jokes like, why don't you run track and stuff like that? Well, one, you didn't make me do it, and two, I would have been able to do it.
Because the asthma would have got
Yeah,
you.
I could never get my second win. So I do believe like kids should do more
Asthmatic.
sports.
I'm
And-
asthmatic. I know all about
I got
that.
you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, you should do more sports, and because you don't know what sport you're gonna be good at. Now, I wouldn't want to.
Prime example.
I wouldn't want to have box early on because I had a hot temper, you know. So now, even with me being able to box, I'm more like diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
But you know, you should do more sports because a kid could be good at baseball when he get older. Boom, it might click.
Right.
You know? So, I'm for that. I'm for that, doing more.
Yeah, I was talking to a parent, and his kid was a golfer. Everything he did, he was playing golf, and then he was playing hockey, and then he said he never played lacrosse before, and he got out there, and the kid was handling the lacrosse stick like he'd been playing for years. He's like, I never taught him nothing, but he said it translated over from golf, hockey,
Sure.
holding the stick, boom, all the coordination was all the same. I was like, there you go, man. I was like, because I feel the same way. I think kids should be playing, you know, a
Everything.
lot of different sports.
They should
yeah.
try it all and see what they're best at, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Good
So
point.
you were saying the last thing I will ask is you were saying Lennox Lewis was like your favorite. You know, like growing up, if I played a sport, I was like, oh, you know, if I'm playing baseball, I'd mimic that batter. Like, do you do that now? Like, do you watch like other boxers and
Yeah.
work on stuff from that?
Yeah, what I'll do is if my opponent is a similar opponent, I'll try to find a Lennox Lewis fight or a Klitschko fight or
Yeah.
somebody that's tall
Okay.
and see how they box them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
But
makes sense.
yeah, because you know I noticed that whenever I watch too much film of my opponent, they never do what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm like, you know what? I'm not watching too much film of them. I watch a little bit, but I'm not watching too much film of them because they come out and they try different stuff
Right.
on me for some reason, and then I look stupid. So I say, you know what? I'm not doing it. So
Oh, that's smart.
That makes
you
sense.
know, I watch a professional fight and that's it. But I'm not watching like sitting there like, oh, he's gonna throw the hook at me right now, because then he'll hit me with the right hand.
Right.
Because he's probably
Yeah.
thinking.
You're watching it,
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
like, oh.
So I'm
It's
like,
technical, man. It's a
Yeah.
mind game.
yeah, it's a science to it. Like
Sure.
in the dressing room before the fight, this is one of the first fights that I warmed up the entire time, and it made a difference because when you sit down in them locker rooms, you get cold.
Sure.
So I warmed up the entire time. He started warming up when I warmed up, and I could hear him warming up. But he sat down, and I kept warming up.
kept
So when
going.
he got in the ring, and we both, you know, got there, I was still a little sweaty. He was cold. So I knew maybe if I get him cold, he might not be able to recover.
Right.
You know, and that's what happened.
And you knew that going in.
Oh, that's interesting.
I knew that a little
Yeah.
bit, that if I catch him cold, the way he started with me was kind of like he was trying to work his way into the fight. He
Right.
didn't really want to come out, and I was in shape, so I was okay either way.
You were trying to knock him out right away.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to, but I wasn't thinking that. Yeah, I wasn't like.
I don't think you
knock him
thought you were going to push
out.
him
I
out of
was
the
like,
ring, like get him
nah,
out of
I
the ring
didn't-
like
nah,
that.
I didn't
That
think he
was
was gonna go out the
He
ring.
didn't
But
push him. He fell
no,
out
he
of it.
fell out from the knock.
his pride, his pride though. If he was mentally there, right? If you already hurt, take a knee. You already
Yeah.
want to get knocked down.
Yeah.
You know your body's swaying. So
Right.
his pride was like, don't go down. Don't go down.
Yeah.
Like, I talk so much trash.
I
to
was
him
just going to
already.
say, you shouldn't have been talking so
Nah,
much, man.
His pride.
Bite him in the ass.
How
Yeah.
shocked were you that he came back in the ring?
I
And
was thrown off. I was like, dang, do I laugh at it? I was like,
It didn't
I was
last
shocked.
long after.
Yeah,
but-
I was shocked because I think the referee was shocked.
Yeah.
That's why he stopped it so quick, because when you go out the ring like that, you should have waved it. But the fact he got up was more like, damn, he's getting up and coming back
yeah,
in.
well, like
So I think the
Who the fuck is this
referee
guy?
had to stop it though, and you know it was a good stoppage. It was cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he face planted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was, I think the ref was just like, "Yo, what the hell happened?"
just
the crowd was crazy. So I was going crazy. It was just like, damn.
That was an awesome
That's
moment,
awesome.
man.
Listen, man, it's fights like that can, you know what I mean? Obviously, your talent speaks for itself, but that can springboard you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And you never know. You could be in bigger fights than you would expect.
Like,
sooner
like
than
we
later.
said, it was all over the place. Jalen
Yeah.
Rose, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
People saw it, and
It went crazy.
yeah,
after.
it got viral quick.
Yeah, that's what made it crazy. It
Yeah.
was more like, damn, man, you was doing all that trash talking, and I never said nothing, but then that happens. But you know, he was cool afterwards, so I guess it's squash.
All right.
All right.
for the moment.
You let your gloves speak for themselves.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, you got a bunch of fans right here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank
We're
you.
all
Thank
going to be
you.
rooting for
Yeah.
you and
Keep-
following your career going forward. And
Keep in touch. Let us know when your next fight is, and
Yeah.
we'll keep talking about you here on House Rules.
yeah, we'll promote you big time, man.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Cassius, thanks for coming on,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Anywhere fans can find you or follow you, you got any Instagram or anything like that? or-
We'll tag you on
you wanna-
Instagram. Is that cool?
Yeah,
Yeah?
you can tag me on
Tag it? All right.
Cassius Chaney on Instagram and everything else.
All right.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
No Snapchat.
No Snapchat.
Snap.
No
I'm with him
Snapchat.
on that.
Yeah.
I don't do
No,
this.
I don't have
we
a
don't
Snap.
No
Yeah.
Snap.
Actually, I
no
do. I
Snap.
don't know how to use it.
We don't have a House Rule Snap.
Yeah,
but
no Snap.
We don't
Thanks a lot, Cassius.
Yeah,
we
I
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Good
Good
man.
luck
man.
with your
Thank
next
you.
fight.
Thank you.
Right on, man.
Good with the mic in front of you. Yeah.
Perfect, bro.
That was great.
I like that. I learned about your passion for kung fu movies.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
man. Yeah, like, I love them.
Yeah.
man.
Still try to watch them here and there.
Yeah, hell yeah. I used to watch them all.
They need to make some remakes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to make some new ones.
It is probably time for that.
Well, figure Hollywood's remaking everything else. Isn't it time to remake everything? Everything's a remake
What's
now.
the new movie with Brad Pitt that came out, the Hollywood one?
Once Upon a Time in
Tarantino?
Hollywood.
The Tarantino movie?
Have you seen it yet?
No, I heard it was
I
good.
saw that.
But I
Dude,
heard
Tarantino's
I heard,
nuts. He took
but I
the
heard that-
Manson murders